Well, ever since I made my IR pack last week, I've been wanting to incorporate my new IRs in a lot of my gear here, like, all my digital products, but also my amps. I mean, I have the Soldano Astro. You can put impulse responses in that, and you can also do it on the Revv. What you heard in the beginning of the video was the Revv with two of my IRs paired together in it, and that's what's nice about the Revv is the 2-Notes technology allows you to either use the cabs that you could get from 2-Notes, or you can load in your own IRs, and that's what I did on this because there's a reason why I made them. I made them because I wanted to use them in all my different products here. So in case I wanted to go direct, I could use the sounds that I prefer and of my own cabs. So in the Revv, I have several different settings in there because you have a selector up here. You can pick whatever cabs you want and save them and make a bunch of adjustments to things. You can use the twin tracker, which I'll show you in a minute. So reverbs, different things, So the preset I used in the intro track had the DV77 on my Zilla and my Mesa Vintage 30 paired together, and it just sounds incredible. It's got that really nice, thick, beefy sound, and sounds like my cabs, and it's what I'm familiar with. So now when I do any kind of recording or anything like that, I can, and if I want to do like a quieter recording environment, I can just use my IRs now and know that they're going to sound legit. And the other thing too is if I was to ever go out and do a show and I didn't want to bring my cab and all that, well, I could bring my Soldano Astro with my IRs in it, and I'm good. I can go straight into front of house and use my pedal board for my effects, and I'm done. I mean, it's just so easy to do. And if you use in-ear monitors, I mean, you could pump them right through your in-ears, or you can use the monitor wedge on the stage, whatever you want. So IRs are so handy now. They save us a lot of money. They save us a lot of lifting and space in our vehicles when we're traveling. Because like I said, instead of bringing a amp and cab and all the stuff to a gig, you just take your amp. Like with the Soldano, you just turn your master volume all the way down and you can use the DI out on that. With the Revv, it's got a built-in load box, so I can just take literally the amp head to a gig and my pedal board and I'm done. I can go straight to front of house in stereo with the Revv and have amazing sound. So let's hear a couple riffs with the Revv now, and I'll just play the purple and the red channel for you. Purple will be for rhythms, red will be for leads. Let's just see what it sounds like with this pairing of IRs, and then we'll go to the computer and I'll show you all the different presets that I created, and I'll run through those as well. All right, so here's the software that you get with all of their amplifiers, and with this, like you can see here, I got the Mesa Vintage 30 with the Royer 121 and 57 mics, and the DV77 for my Zilla cab with the Royer 121 and 57 as well. And yeah, I got them paired together, so yeah, I mean, that just sounds really thick and full. And if you go over to, I think it's Preset Manager, yeah, so here's all my presets right here. So I have a dual Vintage 30 over here on preset number 1. I have a brighter one and a darker one paired together on my Mesa cab. And then I have the that same preset but with twin track and then I have the preset that I'm on right now, and then I have that one with twin track, and then I have the Vintage 30 and DV77 with twin track and reverb. So I'm going to go through all those presets for you right now. I'm going to go back to the amp and check those out for you. And I think you're going to like these, man. They freaking sound amazing. So I'm going to go back to number 1, and I'm just going to go through them all right now. Remember, some of them have twin track on them, which gives you that double tracking kind of stereo width. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I really like that feature a lot. And then, like I said earlier, on the last one, you get a little bit of reverb on it. So let's see what these all sound like, 1 through, I think it's 5. So you get the idea. I mean, you can set up as many presets as you want, and then you can cycle through, I believe, 6 of them on the Revv 120. This is the Mark III, by the way, and it's one of my favorite amps. And I mean, it's just nice to either go live and not have all the noise. You know, a lot of times Carrie joins me on Sunday nights live, and both of us are like, yeah, I just don't want to hear all the racket from the cabinets tonight. And now I don't have to compromise by using IRs that aren't really legitimately my sound, you know, and I got my sound in here now, and I can use it whenever I want. So it's nice to have that convenience. And now I can come down here and actually practice to my backing tracks, or even do some writing sessions with the real amp and use one of my IRs. And I got these really nice Cali Audio IN8 studio monitors in here, and I could just sit here and enjoy how great everything sounds, and it's not blowing my head off with freaking volume, you know. So that's really nice as well. So there's just a lot of convenience factors that IRs give you, and if you incorporate them with your analog gear, such as amplifiers, especially if they come with the tech in them, man, it just opens up a whole bunch of possibilities for you. I mean, you can have quieter practice sessions. Like I said, you could travel a lot lighter as well. And a lot of this is really great when you have no compromise type impulse responses for these amps, you know. And I can tell you, these are definitely a no compromise sound for me. They sound freaking perfect. So now let's switch over to the Soldano Astro, and I'll just do a couple of riffs, maybe a mix for you on that, and show you the software real quick and show you what IRs I'm using, and just do a quick little session with that, and we'll call it a day. All right, so now I have the Soldano Astro fired up, and this is what it sounds like with my favorite IR in it, which is the one with the Vintage 30 from my Mesa cab with the Royer 121 paired with the SM57. Let's see what it sounds like. Sounds freaking awesome. Let's just take a quick look at the software and show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's the software. Here is the cab that I chose. It's the number 2 with the Mesa V30 with the Royer 121 and the 57. I'll just go through a couple of these with you and show you what they sound like. That one's a little brighter, and then if you go down here, that one's a little darker. So these are mine in here. These are the ones I made. So let's go through where are my go-tos in here, the 412 vintage 30 and the 212 vintage 30 in there, and compare them to my favorite ones that I made. Yeah, I just prefer mine because they have a better top end on them and more presence, and I just think they sound more natural. So I'm glad I made these because they sound a lot better, and like I said, I can use them in any one of my amps or my digital platforms, and I know I've captured my cabs the way I like them mic'd and the way I like them to sound. Yeah, I was really surprised at how mine compared to ones that I was using before in both of these products. And look, we all have different tastes, so maybe some of you watching will prefer the other ones over mine or whatever. We all like different stuff. I totally understand that and respect that, but I just like my cabs mic'd a certain way and with certain types of mics, and I was able to capture all that, and now I have my preferences no matter what I'm playing. So it really does make a difference for me, and it makes it more enjoyable for me when I'm down here practicing, because like I said, there's no compromise anymore. Everything's exactly how I like it. And if you like how these IRs sound, I mean, there's a link below in the description of this video, take you right to my website, and you can get a pack for yourself. And right now they're on sale for 15 bucks. I mean, you really have nothing to lose. They sound incredible. And they're all in phase, so you can pair them together with whatever IRs you want that come in that same pack. I have the diesel cab with the G12 K100s. I have the Zilla cab with the the DV77, and I have another version of the vintage 30 in that's in there, and then of course the Mesa cab with the Mesa vintage 30s, and they're all mic'd perfectly and they sound amazing. So anyways, back to the Soldano Astro. You can program this via MIDI too to select different IRs depending on what channel you're on as well. So that actually is really badass. So even if this amp is only 20 watts and it's not quote unquote loud enough to keep up with a super loud stage or something like that, if you use the IRs, you can go straight into the board, straight into your in-ears or your floor wedge on the stage, and it's going to be plenty loud and it's going to sound awesome. So let's do a couple riffs on that, and I'll do some rhythms and leads. I'll just stay on the red channel and do some rhythms and leads for you on that, and then I'll do a quick mix, and then we'll just end the video. Well, there you have it. Both amps with my impulse responses in them the way I like them anyways. Hopefully you like them as well. And I just think they sound great in a mix. There's a good feel with them, and I didn't have to do any tweaking to them at all. Just drag and drop, and I'm done. And now I'm completely satisfied with the way my amps sound, whether I hook it up to my real cabs or I use the impulse responses. So now when I'm live and I just want to have a quieter night and not blow the roof off of my house, I can just use either one of these amps, and those impulse responses are going to work perfectly with them. If I need to do a clinic or I need to do anything else outside of the house here, I can just take one of these and have that ease as well. And I know it's going to sound amazing over the PA wherever I play out at. And on top of all that, when I do any recording here, it's a no compromise situation. I don't have to deal with all the racket, and I can record quietly and have really good tones. So I really think this is awesome, you know. And so I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of the IRs? How did you think everything sounded with both of these amps? What do you think about blending tech with tubes? You know, do you think it's a great idea? I do. I think it's awesome, and I'm glad companies like Soldano and Revv are doing that for us, because it's just such a great option for us. You know, like when you're looking at your loadout on, like, okay, I got to grab this, and this to go do a gig or whatever. You know, I mean, it's going to make sense after a while to just go, wait a minute, I can leave my cab at home and just use one of these amps, and I'm going to sound amazing. Why not? You know, so what are your favorite IRs, and how do you utilize IRs with your equipment? You know, let me know what you think of all that. And I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the comment section. And I want to thank everyone who's been purchasing not only my IR pack from my website, but also all the Quad Cortex, TONEX, and KEMPER preset and profile packs from my website, which is also linked in the description of this video. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. You really do literally help keep the lights on here. And I'm glad you're enjoying everything so much. It's really good hearing all the positive feedback. Well, to all my Patreon supporters and subscribers, thank you guys so much. If you're new to the channel and you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time I either do another video or go live. I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.